Hi guys, and happy Monday. Anyway, let's get into it. A lot of people ask me about my surgeries and therefore my scars, so I thought I would take some time and explain them all to you today. First of all, I have 5 prominent surgeries, although one is a group of surgeries, so I've gone under the knife probably a total of 12 times. This is not including my wisdom tooth extraction, although if you want to hear a story time about my horrible wisdom tooth extraction, leave a comment down below and I will definitely do that soon. I haven't done a story time in a while. So I didn't include that or my braces or any kind of like smaller day thing like wart removals or things like that. But these are the 5 major surgery scars that I have. So the first one you would never see, but I have had a total of like 5 or 6 operations on my eyes, and they were laser operations, but it's not like the laser that you're thinking about. These were like astigmatism, or not astigmatism, but nystagmus, which is the shaking of your eye back and forth, and sort of trying to correct like a lazy eye. So I've had probably like 6 to 8 surgeries on that. I used to get them like every 2 years up until until I was grade 8, so like 13, where it got sort of too dangerous for me to have them done again just because I don't want to lose any vision. So they are little brown dots, and they are probably the most overlooked surgery that I have had, but probably one of the most beneficial for the time that I had them done. I will say this, that if you have a lazy eye and you don't sort of actively try and patch it or correct it or do things like that for it, then the surgery, in my experience, doesn't really work. So what I would recommend to myself if I had to go back 10 years is just to actually patch your eye, or do what they tell you to, like exercise it so that it does stay straight, because now it does bug me, but I can't really do anything about it now, and thankfully it only usually happens at night, and as long as I'm wearing my glasses, I can usually keep it under control. The second scar that I have that is probably my most talked about would probably be this scar on my leg. I got this scar when I was quadding, in a quadding accident actually. I'll link the video above where I kind of talk about it, but I can go into more depth now in a different video if you would like, and do another story time on that. I almost broke my pelvis in half. I broke both of my pubic bones, and I ended up with 3-4 months of recovery, and all of that, and I mean all of that, was in bed. So that was fun. Yeah. Cautionary tales from Mindy. My third scar, now this is the one I probably got when I was the youngest, I was like 3.5 when I had a back surgery called a selective dorsal rhizotomy. Selective because at the time it was brand new and they were looking for people to try it on, basically. And my mom, she was willing to take the risk, and I'm glad she did, because there was a 50-50 shot that if I came through it and it worked, I would be able to walk and move, and if it didn't work, then I would be in a wheelchair. The way their selection process worked was so that you had to pass like all of these tests and be able to make yourself, like you had to be able to have the core strength to stay up if they poked you. You had to have a certain amount of other strength and other muscles, and thankfully it worked, and I'm glad for it because I walk most days now, and it really did change the entire quality of my life. So I'm glad for it, but that one is mostly faded now, and it's on my back. The last surgery scars I'm going to talk about, they're actually 2 scars from one on each ankle, and so I count them as 2. I was 8 years old and I had a lengthening of my ankles muscles, or what they call an Achilles tendons lengthening. And what that is when certain people with CP, when they walk normally, they'll walk like up on their tippy toes like ballerinas. So what they try and do is, with the lengthening of the back of your ankle, they will bring this down to here so that you can walk flat-footed. And I got that done when I was 8. And does it work now? It worked for several years, but because I didn't keep up with my exercises when I was a teenager and preteen in there, and I thought I don't need to do exercises like nobody else does, which is a valid thought for a 12, 13, 14-year-old. And even though my parents, they tried to, instill this in me, and they tried to make me understand, I'm very hard-headed. I don't, get things until I want to get things. So I didn't do that, and now I walk kind of on my tippy toes, kind of not. The good thing though is, because the tendons were lengthened, if I were to stretch them again on a daily basis, and this was the thing, is they had said when I was probably about 16 or 17, now I'd have to stretch them every day, a few times a day, for it to work. So at this point, I'd have to do so much therapy and exercise that I wouldn't have a life. I'm fine walking the way that I walk. And yes, maybe in future I will think about doing some more surgery or doing some more exercises to re-lengthen the muscles that I do have. But for right now, I'm fine with it. Really, I am. I've grown up with these scars and with these surgeries and with this knowledge, and as much as I appreciate it, and I do, it's a part of my life and it's part of me, and so I'm not gonna say I would never cover scars up, because there is the one on my leg, on my hip there, is rather gnarly, and it doesn't look great. It was supposed to be a cosmetic surgery, which I guess it was, but the scar itself is not very cosmetic at all. So I am looking at trying to find something that would help me sort of fade it a little bit. But if none of that works, and I might have to go in for other surgery now on that same area, so if that does happen, we're gonna try and fix the scarring issue. At this point, if it lightens, great. If it doesn't, fine. I might tattoo over it, but we'll see. Those are my scars and basic, simple stories about them. And if you'd like me to do any videos on these different things, the different scars or the different procedures, let me know, and I will try to get to doing them. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful Monday. It's really nice out, so I'm gonna get outside. And as always, guys, keep pushing, and I'll see you in the next one.